And so when organization they choose the software, what kind of industries do they use this SAP? Let's look that first. What are the different industries that use SAP? So you might have been familiar. If you take any, SAP is currently operating with some 4 lakhs 40,000 plus customers in 180 plus countries. 4 lakhs 40,000 customers. That is a very huge. And it is the most trusted ERP across the world. 90% of all the companies they love to use SAP. Why? Because the integration, the scale at which they do the integration is uh, very good. So right now, what are the different industry domains where the SAP is used dominantly? First one is manufacturing. So be it related to a steel company or your car manufacturing company, anything which involves manufacturing, SAP is most suited for them. And retail companies. So who do involve in this retail business, like for example, your Walmart, Reliance Retail. So this can use SAP. And this pharma companies who will involved in this drug manufacturers like Pfizer and your Reddy's, they use SAP. And apart from that, you can use this for oil and gas. Your Shell, ONGC, Aramco, all this different kind of oil extraction companies and gas companies, they can also use SAP. And apart from that, you can use this SAP for banking and finance as well. Your SBI, HDFC, and HDFC Bank, all these things, they also use SAP. Now, what is the scale at which this industries use? As I mentioned earlier, from SMEs to large enterprises, there are all the customized solutions that are available with SAP. Depending upon your scale of business, SAP will keep suggesting you different products. As I highlighted, few of them, SAP ERP, you have SAP Business One. Apart from that, I mentioned about SAP Concur, SAP Ariba. Apart from that, you also have SAP Analytics Cloud. You have plant life cycle management. You also have field glass, so on. Now coming to what are the customized solutions they have, how they provide it to different companies. So different companies will have different fit. So if I use Tally for a very large company, that's a very bad idea. Same way, if I use a very large software for a very small company who cannot afford to pay, then that's not a right fit. So depending upon the scale of the company, you switch between SAP S/4HANA and SAP Business One. Coming to what is the advantage if I use SAP, what will I have? What are the advantages I will have? One major advantage I'll have as an organization, I want to manage my activities very well. So if I want to manage my activities very well, I need to have a close interaction and integration, and should be able to manage from a single point or single IT system. And such leverage SAP provides me. It is a centralized system with streamlined operations. It is not only for data viewing. I can even operate centrally using this system. It's a best thing you will have. And what additional thing I can have is real-time insights. So what is this real-time insights? So for example, in any industry or you see stock market, what happens with the stock market? You get live updates. What is the price of a particular stock going up and down? Same way, in my organization, there will be many activities which I have to closely monitor. If those activities doesn't happen on time, then my business disruption is very highly impacted. Then what do? I will have to have a real time check. In older versions of SAP or older other versions of ERPs, you don't have this feature. So live updates you can get on a particular key performing indicators, which are very important for your organization and closely to be monitored. And it offers improved collaboration. So most of the times, your company, the big companies have a bigger problem. What? Each person or each department will think in silos. One person will not have a, one department will have a, not have a proper collaboration with other department. But once, if you streamline this in the IT landscape, imagine as soon as a billing department has billed to a particular customer, there will be a collections team who will immediately go and collect. If all of that is streamlined properly, and suppose if billing team wants to bill to the customer, they are just bothered about selling, but finance team is worried this particular customer had also placed orders previously, but this particular customer did not pay us on time. When he doesn't pay on time, what happens? Our credit, our financial supply will be at stake. So basically business is always done on credit. Whenever you do business with large organizations, they first give the customers, so for example, a manufacturing company, let us take a uh, clothes store or your car manufacturing company. What do they do is first they will first design a product, okay, and then they are the manufacturers of the product. They will manufacture the product. For example, you might have uh, often heard stories about manufacturing of an iPhone. It is very less cost. The cost of manufacturing for iPhone is done within $10 or $15. I remember someone speaking out in the press statement. But where is this all this additional cost coming up? By the time you sell the product in the market, it is somewhere around 600, $700. You manufacture it at $10, but why is this price? So the manufacturing price is that, but to innovate the product, to come up with the design of the iPhone, or you have to pay a lot of employees for R&D for the new things, and later on, you as a manufacturing company, you will pass that to your distributor. Your distributor will distribute your iPhone products by giving it to some wholesaler. So your distributor will keep certain percentage of profit and then he will pass it on to wholesale. Your wholesaler again will keep some profit and he will push it to the retailer. By the time it reaches your retailer will send it to the end customer. In the entire process, what happens is your retailer will immediately collect money from the customers, but your wholesaler and distributor uh, will not pay to the companies immediately. How this is, I'll tell you. So as a manufacturing company, now you gave the goods to the distributor. So you will say you have to pay me within 30 days. Okay. And distributor will happily say, okay, I'll pay within 30 days. And he will sell that particular product to the wholesalers. And he will ask the wholesaler to pay within 20 days. And wholesaler will sell it to the retailer and he will ask him to pay within 10 days. Retailer will sell it to the customer and he will collect the money immediately. And from retailer, again, it flows back. And this is how the entire credit process is maintained. So now distributor will be the direct customer for your organization, not the retail customer. Okay. So there are different styles of business. In a manufacturing company, I'm giving the example. In a manufacturing company, your distributor is your customer. Okay. So in this case, what happens is when you have this credit being shared across the organization, and if your customer is not paying on time, that is, your distributor is not paying on time, you should stop supplying goods to him. How will the sales department know when should I stop? Your finance department will say we did not receive the payment from the customer, so we are blocking the customer. So that block will be there, and the sales will not be punched on that particular customer anymore. So this is called your improved collaboration. And with all this collaboration and having the insights, as a company, I can keep my costs punching down. So my cost of manufacturing will go down. So that is what will reap me profits. If I have all of this, I'll have my cost reduced and my company will be in profits. Ultimately, I do business for profits, right? So this is the advantage of you using SAP.